Welcome to all. I am Suryakant Darde, Assistant Professor, Shivshankar College of Agriculture, Engineering and Technology, Mirasgaon. Today we will see about soil erosion control structures. There are different structures. The structure may be temporary structure, semi-permanent or permanent structures. We will see about the temporary structures. It can be used where cheap labor and material are available. Temporary check dams can be recommended in the regions with less severity of erosion and where cheap labor and required materials available locally. Increasing level of mechanization and high labor cost at times inhibited the popularization of temporary structures. The sole purpose of temporary structures is to allow the establishment of physical protection. Temporary check dams are recommended in the areas where gully erosion has not reached at a stage of severity. The second type of structures it may be permanent structures. In the areas where gullies are on severe stage, permanent control structures are used to protect the gully from further development and to help in storing and thus water which otherwise gets lost. Permanent gully control structures are used in medium to large gullies with medium to large drainage areas. It protects the gullies from further development and helps in storing water. Permanent structures are used for the following. The purpose may be or the objective may be to control the overflow at the head of the large gully. Second purpose is to drop the discharge from a visited waterway into a drainage ditch. Third purpose is to take off the fall at various points. And the fourth purpose is to provide for discharge through earth fields. Three main types of permanent gully control structures are generally employed for stabilizing the slope, which are first one drop spillway, second one is the chute spillway, and third one is the drop inlet spillway, also called as pipe spillway. These drop structures are used to specific site conditions. Drop spillways are used along the gully bed to act as a control points. But to convey the water safely from the gully head to the gully bed, chute spillways are employed, whereas chute spillway checks scouring of gully head and drop spillway saves gully bed from erosion below the crest level of the structures. Drop inlet or pipe spillways are used at appropriate locations in the gully for storage of water. All these structures may be employed together at different suitable locations in a gully control program as shown in the next figure. You can see this figure at the x-axis there is stations in feet and elevation in feet. At the y-axis there is elevation. You can see here chute spillway, drop inlet spillway or pipe spillway and drop spillway. When there is a great slope or when the elevation is high or slope is steep, chute spillway is used. When the slope is medium or medium steepness, drop inlet spillway or pipe spillway is used. And when the slope is low or at the low elevation, the drop spillway are used. Hence, in the case of steep slope, the chute spillway are mostly used. In the case of moderate slope, pipe spillway are mostly preferred. And when the gully drop is less, then drop spillway is mostly used. So this figure shows a profile of a gully showing the application of these three types of permanent gully control structures. When the slope is low, gully drop is low, then drop spillway is being used, and when the gully drop is more or slope is steep, then in that condition sweep spillway are mostly preferred. Then we will see about the functional requirements of these different permanent structures. It should have sufficient capacity to pass design discharge. Whatever the structure is being constructed, it should have sufficient capacity to pass the design discharge. The discharge that is created in a given catchment area, it should be safely passed from this structure. And the second functional requirement is the kinetic energy of the discharge must be dissipated within the confines of the structures in a manner and to a degree that will protect both the structure and downstream channel from the damage. This is also one of the requirements from the structures. Whatever the structure it has been constructed, it should have enough potential to dissipate the kinetic energy of runoff flow. Otherwise, the this runoff flow will cause soil erosion at the downstream side of the structures, and it will cause failure of structures, or it may cause increased soil erosion at the downstream side of the structures. Means whatever the energy is created, it should be dissipated at the apron section of the structures. So this is one of the functional requirement of the permanent structures. Then we will see the causes of failure of these different permanent structures. The causes of failure of a permanent structure lie in its functional requirement. Two primary causes of failure are: first one is insufficient hydraulic capacity, and second one is the insufficient provision for energy dissipation. These are the two primary causes of failure of permanent structures.